my answer finally. Okay. So, good morning, dear students. Welcome to Python class. So, if you look at, I have solved this assignment in two ways. One is I have just like yeah, Chandrasekhar and Pawan did the same way. I have taken input. Okay. So here again, int is conversion of integer is optional. Either you can write it. If you write it, what happens? Whatever the numbers you give, that will be converted. If you don't give, so it will be treated as input only. It is treated as input only. So here I am converting into list, and that list it has been converted to a tuple T1, and this tuple I am just displaying, and later I am taking an input. Okay, whenever I am taking an input, this if I don't give integer, so it works out for everything. This is searching element. I'm trying to put the entire searching element in one line. That is if a statement in one line. Print a C found in the tuple if a C is in T1. Else print not found. So you can certainly use this way also. This way also you can write. Okay, this way also you can certainly write. When I run this code, it is asking for 10 numbers to the list, and later from list to I can convert. And you should observe Yash code also. I think Yash code somewhere it is here. Yeah, Yash has done. See, like look at here. He has taken the input. Look at here. Enter 10 elements. He has taken the input 1, 2, 3, 4, up to some numbers he has given, and split based on comma. Suppose you don't want to give commas. You want to split based on space. You can also do it. This is another way. He has split element dot split, all the elements dot split. It is converted into a string, and string is split into list of strings, and that list he is converting into a tuple. Okay, that is also one of the very good method. So here it is asking for enter the numbers. I'm giving 12. I'm giving 43, I'm giving 64, I'm giving 78, I'm giving Satish, I'm giving 93, I'm giving Yash, I'm giving Pavan, I'm giving Chandru, I'm giving the number 65. Now it is asking, it is asking for searching element. I give Satish. As soon as I give Satish, Satish found in the tuple. But the drawback in my code is it is not printing the location. Whereas if you look at Chandru's code, Lavanya just now she has put, let us see Lavanya's also. She has initialized, okay. Okay, element is found, okay, in the position 0. So, position. If it is not found, so it will throw an error, 3-line code. Okay, good Lavanya, your answer is also correct. It is the smallest. Okay, I was just talking about Chandru's code. Chandru has used index. Index, it will return the position number. Just like Lavanya just now, I think she had used. Okay, I think she is using a single character Y. Okay, you have to dynamically, you can take. Okay, you have to take the input from the user. See, everything is static. Okay, right. So like this, you can also certainly do it. But one thing, instead of writing the second line content, I can put it into a single line. I can put it here. Instead of LST storing into an LST, and you can do it. Yash has done a beautiful way. He has taken the input, and that input he has split into a list, and from the list he has converted into a tuple. So that is also one of the fantastic thing he has done. The normal traditional way you can do is, I think I was expecting at least one or two would do this method, but none of you. Okay, I've created a second method, a tuple initially. I'm looping it for 10 times and enter the 10 numbers to a list. Every time you take an input, convert it into an integer and put a comma. And this creates a single element tuple. And this tuple I'm adding with T1. I'm concatenating all the elements with the first element, second element, third element, fourth element, just concatenating. And finally, I'm printing it and enter the searching element. I'm taking an integer, and if it is found, I'm just displaying. So this is another way. This is another way. You can certainly do it. Okay. So you can t1.se, index se, certainly you can use that. Instead of using in, I think you can certainly use index of se. If it is found, so then you can display. Okay. If it is not equal to -1, you can display. It's found. Okay. I can run this code. It is asking for enter the numbers. So 45, 21, 12, 34, 56, 72, 93, 84, 55, 69. It is asking for the searching element. I give the searching element as 21. Okay. So tuple is found in this position. It's found. It is found. So instead of this, I could have written index.ac directly. I could have written. So it is found in SE is found in. I can certainly write T1 dot index dot SE. Certainly, I can use so that it will print even the position number where it is found, the first occurrence. This way also you can certainly do it. Okay. Now, coming on to our class, you look into this program, some examples. Write a program to convert a tuple of strings to a single string. Tuple of string to a single string. That means I have execution of Python program. So execution is one string, of is another string, Python is another string, and programs is another string. I want to have all these strings that are stored in a tuple into a single string. So what I do, I give a space, space is a string, space dot join tuple I just give. So what happens? It iterates. Execution is added first to the space, then another space of, another space Python, another space programs. So execution space of space Python space programs are stored into a string, and if you just display, you get this execution of Python programs. So the strings that are there in tuple can be joined to a space string so that you create a single string. So like this. The same thing happens with the list also. If I have a list, same thing also. Remember, join will work on iteratables. Iteratables are nothing but it's a group of elements. Either they are stored as a tuple or a set or a list. So certainly you can have iteratables. So all iteratables without using loop, you can join to a string like this with a single statement, which is very important, very necessary when you're executing data science projects, data science programs. So that's the beauty of Python. Another one, Python program to unpack a tuple into a several variable. Suppose, take for example, I have this execution of Python program. There are 4 elements are there in this particular tuple. I want each element to be stored in different variables. Execution should be in first variable, second variable, it should be there. The second element should be in second variable, Python in third variable, programs in fourth variable. This is called unpacking. Unpacking. Same way you can pack, you can unpack. Right. You can do that. So look at this example. You have tuple 4, 8, 3. That means what happens? These 3 elements, I'm just packing into a single variable called tuple. I'm storing into a variable called tuple. Storing them as a tuple. And I'm printing the tuple. And tuple example, that is x, tuple x. Now, n1, n2, n3 is equal to tuple. Automatically, you are doing unpacking. Here, actually, you are packing it. Here, you are packing it. So, packing into a tuple. So, whereas here, you are unpacking it. Unpacking a tuple into variables. See, this is possible, which you call it in some other terminologies, boxing and unboxing. But here it is a simple concept, tuple. And not only this, I think long back we have seen a program to swap 2 numbers. So that is also a very good example based on tuples only. Okay, so that we'll discuss later. So here unpacking this tuple contents I am putting into this and unpacking, and finally you're printing n1, n2, n3 total. You're just printing the total. Yes, 483. So 12 plus 3, 15. It is displayed. You can see. Certainly you can do it. Certainly you can work on this. And you can also use a sum of tuple x. You can certainly do that also. Look at here. Directly, it takes some function. It's a built-in function that takes the tuple iteratable data structure, that is tuple, and calculates the total sum of all the elements and displays it. Only thing is, all the elements in the tuple should be numeric numbers. Okay, it should not be any other variables. Okay, like boolean or string. No, it will not take. Okay, so even if I give 3.0, it will work. Yes, so it will work like this. So this is packing and unpacking. And I was just talking about packing and unpacking the tuple. Python provides an important feature called packing and unpacking. In packing, we put values into a tuple, but in unpacking, we extract all those values stored in a tuple into variables. So this is packing and unpacking. Here, look at here, another example. We are putting all three values into a tuple, and later what we are doing from tuple, we are extracting to name, employee ID, employee title, or designation. They are displaying. Look at here, very simple. Packed elements, and one very important thing that you should note during packing and unpacking, the number of elements should be equal to number of variables during unpacking. So a tuple has 3 elements. That means there should be 3 variables. Even if you have 2 variables, it will not. It will throw error. So very, very important thing is you should unpack to the right number of elements. The number of variables must be equal to number of elements in the tuple. So that is the one you should understand. And I was just talking about just before this. I was just talking. So if you have A is equal to 5 and B is equal to 9, and if you just print A comma B, so it will print the A values and B value before swapping. Swap happens A comma B is equal to B comma A. So what is that happening actually? Here A comma B is nothing but you are creating a tuple, and here also it is a tuple. It's a tuple 1 will get a value that is tuple 2. Left hand tuple will get another value from right hand tuple, and you are directly displaying print A comma B. So this is also a tuple. I'm sorry, this is also a tuple, and this is also a tuple. Here the swap operation is happening because it is a tuple. Even whenever you say A comma B is equal to 5 comma 9, this is nothing but it's a tuple operation. It's a tuple operation that you are performing. It's a tuple operation. If I run this, I get 5 9, and yeah, this is a tuple operation. A comma B is converted into B and A, and it will be a new tuple, and that new tuple is assigned to another tuple, that is T. A comma B. So this is again, it's a tuple operation only. And during function, you are returning A comma B, means you are returning a tuple. A comma B are put into a tuple and they are returned back. So that's the thing that you should understand. Okay, next. Enumerate function with the tuple. Enumerate function with tuple. What is this? Enumerate is a built-in function. It's a built-in function. The enumerate function returns a tuple containing the count for every iteration. Every iteration. It's a count. It starts its default value with 0, and the value obtained from iteration over a sequence. Yes, it will get. Look at here. Friends, Steve, Michael, Raquel, Michael, and Monica. 4. When I say enumerate, what it is doing, it is automatically assuming first iterate value as 0, index is 0. Second, it is returning index as 1, third index 2, 3. And Enumerate, it will certainly return the index number plus the value. It will look at here, it's the same thing. I think if I move, you can see, if I see, you can see here 0 comma sequence of 0, 1 comma sequence of 1, 2 comma sequence of 2, 3 comma sequence of 3. So like this it will go. Enumerate, it is a iterator. I'm sorry. Yeah, iterator for index value. It returns an enumerated object. It sorry. So this is actually iteratable must be another object. So it returns like this. So when I run this, automatically you get 0 Steve, 1, 2, 3 like this. So enumerate, it will automatically enumerate the iteratables. Even it works for a list also. If I make it as a list, it works. It works with the list also. Yes, same thing. It works for list also. So you have to understand this concept. So that's about iteratables. Now, named tuple. Next is named tuple. What does this named tuple says? Named tuple is nothing but Python provides a special type of function called a named tuple. It's a new tuple. It's a new type of tuple that comes from a collection module. So you have to import, if you want to create a named tuple, you have to import a collection module. Named tuple are containing keys and values. It contains keys and values. Named tuple supports access for both the values as well as the key. They are accessed through 3 ways. One is by index. Yes, I think Jayant has done this way, indexing. Second one is by key. You can assign a key to each element and you can access. You can also access through get attribute method. First, let us look into the example so that we understand better. Import collections, we have taken a collection. And collection.name tuple, we are creating a name tuple. Employee. Employee is the name of the object. Name, ID, and title. Name, ID, and title. So this named collection contains 3 elements. Contains 3 elements, that is name, ID, and title. And it is stored in the collection object is employee. EMP is a named tuple. So you are creating using name, employee, John, this one, 2, 3 something, software engineer. When I display EMP of 0, John is displayed. EMP of 1, this is displayed. EMP of 2, software engineer is displayed. Same way, I can also call them through IDs. EMP.id. EMP.id. ID is nothing but this value. 2, 3, 5, 6, 7. Yes. EMP.title I can display. The other way is get attribute. Get attribute EMP, the title. Title is nothing but this. What is the title value? Software engineer. So this is another method. The index, by using index. This is using the index ID, that is key, and this is using get attribute. So this is okay. You can see we'll get. So one is using index method. Yeah. Second one is by key method. Third one is by get attribute. I can also write, instead of index, this one, I can write it as index of 2. Instead of ID, I can write it as title. So T capital title, title. I can certainly write. I can write this as name. You can see name. I can write it as 1. So when I run this, it displays ID, it displays title, it displays name. See, this is the way. And about assignment, okay. You have to read a string from keyboard as input. Create a list containing tuples. Okay. Each tuple represents a word. Okay. So you read a sentence. My name is Satish. My is separate one. Name is separate one. Satish is separate one. In the input, and you have to sort the elements based on the length of the words that are there in the tuple. Length of the tuple. So write a program to sort the words in descending order of their length. So this is, please note down, this is the, and before I end, today we discussed about converting tuple into a string, unpacking and packing of a tuple, enumerate function we discussed, name tuple we discussed. That's all for today's class. Stay safe, and all class recordings are available in this particular website. Kindly type in your USN in the chat box for attendance sake. Here, please consolidate and send the attendance list. Thank you so much.